there, sweetpeas, welcome back to another Vlogmas video. Firstly, I need to address what I'm wearing, okay? So I am wearing the double-headed jumper that Jamie got for the video we did way back. I don't know why I'm wearing it. I wanted to wear something Christmassy and warm and it was here, and I've already exhausted all of my other Christmas jumpers. So there you go. This explains why there is a head hole on my elbow. Moving on, so today I wanted to talk to you about the gifts of Christmas past. To be honest, I was trying to think of different Vlogmas ideas, and one thing that I thought of that I've seen people do is what I got for Christmas videos. And I know those are normally done afterwards, but I've also seen people go, what I want for Christmas. And I was just like, I suck at that list. I would never be able to do a video like that. The reason being, I don't know what I want for Christmas. With every year I get older, I just struggle to not only speak, but find things to ask for. All the time I'm just like, yeah, get what you want. And I think it's because when you're older, you have more money, you just end up buying the stuff that you want anyway, and I just don't want as much. Like, I feel like this house is full of incredible, beautiful things that I've wanted and collected and have, and I simply don't want for much anymore. If anything, I like things like experiences, and I can say to people, oh, get me vouchers for the cinema, or get me vouchers for clothes or whatever, or hey, pay my bills. Like, that would be useful. But apparently that's not acceptable. You can't ask people to do that. No, I know those aren't very appropriate Christmas gift suggestions, and quite often I do give ideas for like small things that I would like, but I really struggle to come up with them, and it just made me think that there were times when I was younger where this just was not a problem. I knew exactly what I'd like for Christmas. I knew exactly what was gonna go on my list to Santa, and it was what everyone else, my arm, my elbow, is cold. It's what everyone else in the playground was also asking for, and that's because as a kid, Christmas is just way cooler. Christmas presents are trendy and you get to play with them. I was born in 1994, and the reason I'm telling you that is that there might be similarities if you were born in a similar age as to what you wanted as a kid from this list that I'm going to go through now. If there's not, no worries, I hold no judgment. Although 1994 babies were the best, it's not your fault if you weren't born then. So, throughout this list, if you disagree, if you wanted things that I also wanted and I'm going to go through, if you wanted other things that are nowhere close to my list, drop a comment down below. Let's start up a conversation. Let's make a collaborative, overall, gifts of Christmas past list. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. They're just feeling restless, like they need to move. I also have to disclaim, dates are not my forte. I'm not entirely sure when during my childhood I wanted each of these gifts, so I've tried to put them in as much of a linear order as I could. But correct me if I'm wrong. One of the first gifts I ever remember wanting was a doll's house, but it wasn't any doll's house. This was the Tweenies Deluxe dollhouse, and I remember going to pick it up in Argos in wood green with my guardian figure, and when I set it up at home, it had the little clock with the 5 little thingies that lit up and went round in a circle, and I was obsessed specifically with one tweenie in particular. For those of you who don't know what the Tweenies are, this is the Tweenies, a British TV show, and they go, hey, hey, what do you say? It's time to come and play with the Tweenies. Ah! They're kind of creepy now, like the Teletubbies. Have you ever watched the Teletubbies now? It's a bizarre thing. It's a very bizarre concept that just seemed so cool as a kid. What was I talking about? Tweenies, doll's house. Yes, I received this doll's house, and I was obsessed with a particular tweenie called Fizz. She wore a pink dress with white dots or flowers or something like that, and I had a little doll of her. She was yellow, and I carried her around with me absolutely everywhere. In fact, I actually went to go and see the Tweenies in concert. That's how like into the Tweenies I was. Max, the pink guy with the little white hair around here, came out and he went, "What's happening, London?" Don't judge me for my taste. It's what I enjoyed when I was a kid. So yes, the Tweenies dollhouse. That was one of the first presents I ever remember really wanting and getting and really loving. Another thing that I was super obsessed with when I was younger, which may sound a little bit bizarre, was Power Rangers. I don't know why, I just really liked them. They're still a thing today. I have 7-year-old twin sisters who watch them on TV. I'm glad to see that it's still a thing, and I must say the graphics have improved substantially since when I was watching them. I specifically liked the red one, and I remember having lots of dolls, action figures, whatever you call them, little plastic things of the Power Rangers, and being like, whatcha, with my friends. Now this next one I really do regret, because whenever I see them now, I genuinely get a little heart palpitation, and they honestly scare me, especially when they move. And these are the freaking Furbies. Why was that ever a thing? Furbies are terrifying, and yet I seem to have had 2, because I found them under 2 different beds where I used to sleep, and they just gave me nightmares. I don't know if it's like Chuckie or those kind of movies that have made me really scared of them, but they're just freaky. But yeah, as a kid, I used to really like them. I think they do this thing where they go and yeah, no, just, I'm not going to talk about these too long because they're just blah. After the time and era of dolls and toys went away, I started to go into gadgets. I must say, my stepdad was the one that sort of really got me into gadgets earlier on, and he used to really want me to be into them, and I was like, just not biting. They just weren't a thing. And I don't know what was wrong with little Shaaba at the time, because games consoles are just awesome. Like, if I could, I would spend most of my time playing games now. I do spend a lot of my time playing games now. But yeah, I had the opportunity to go on some really cool consoles, and I like missed quite a lot of that era. I had a Game Boy Color. That was the one that I remember the most. It was like purple but translucent, so you could see inside the casing a little bit. And my favourite games that I remember playing on there was Tom and Jerry, where you were Jerry trying to run away from Tom in each level. You'd have to like jump over these fish bowls with fish that would get you, and you'd go into these little mouse door things, like the little holes in the skirting boards. The other one that I had on the Game Boy was Rayman, the one where you could do that and his arm would go whoop. Man, I miss my Game Boy Color. That was good fun. It was good fun. Around the same time as my Game Boy Color, I was also gifted a beautiful television. It was like from sideways this fat, because you know TVs now are like this thin. It was really big, and this was probably the size of the actual screen, like not much bigger than this. And my sister and I shared it, and we absolutely loved it. It was Bratz themed, so it was bright purple. I think it had like faces of the Bratz girls on it, or maybe it just had the word Bratz. But it was cool, well, whatever it looked like. It was definitely purple, that I remember. And also around that time of gadgets and technology, which little Shaaba was very excited about around Christmas time, was the PS1. I received a PlayStation 1 console, and we still have one to this day. The one that we have in this household isn't mine, it's Jamie's old one, which looks a bit different because his is like rounded and mine was very square, like very pointy. Whatever. We had one game in particular that I really loved, and I still like it now. It's called Bugs Bunny Lost in Time, and it used to terrify me as I played it because it involved running away from the man who was like shooting at you. I remember the music used to be really scary. It was around like this place with a moat and a castle. It was very dark, and you had to run around and pick up these carrots that were floating everywhere. The other game that used to play on the PS1, sorry, this is just turning into like a gaming nostalgia video, which is not what it's supposed to be, was Rugrats. Again, it's one of those things where I've played it recently, like I watched some gameplay on it online, and it's bloody terrifying. I think I was scared when we played it too, but I'm just surprised that that's even allowed for kids, because it's pretty freaking scary. Especially with the whole like hide and seeking around the house, and you have like a specific time frame to go and find people and pick them up. There's also this bit where you have to play mini golf, but I think like the dinosaur comes to life and chases you or something. Yeah, I need to refamiliarize myself with that game, but my sister and I spent hours and hours with that. The best game for PS1, in my humble opinion, was Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. That was a good one. Anyway, enough of the games consoles. We are moving into the next era now, which was just general technology. Love TV, love DVDs. I would buy people DVDs a lot. We get DVDs a lot, and it was just a really cool time. I remember one gift in particular that my dad got me was a huge case of all of the Friends series on DVD. Each disc had like 6 episodes. There were multiple seasons. it was so cool. And Friends was just really, really cool. I would just sit in my room and watch Friends all the time. All the time. It took me ages to get Jamie into Friends. It was only this year in January when he was in surgery that he was like, I need a long series. And I was like, mate, I got you. We put on Friends, and yeah, he got into it. He didn't like the whole American laughter thing, but come on, Friends. It's Friends, it's a classic. And along with the Friends and the DVDs and the TVs was, oh my god, High School Musical. Do you remember that? Ooh. Anyway, around that time was also the time of the Walkman. I had this little Walkman, it was this big, you could put your CDs in it. I'd walk around with my little headphones in my ear, and it was like milky blue. And I was one of those kids that just didn't like peeling labels off. So I had the stupid little label that you're supposed to take off because I didn't want to like scratch it or anything. And it was all like flipped and frayed at the edges and had all that dust underneath. But yeah, those are good times. Me and my little Walkman. I go on the bus listening to my Walkman, playing the same songs from the most cringy CDs. Like I remember one of them was the Joseph and his Technicolor Dreamcoat soundtrack to the musical. I look at my sisters now and they're listening to this like wine and grudge, and there's me like, it was red and yellow and green and brown and God. Oh god. Moving on, out of the technology era, and little Shaaba got hormonal. She was swept up in society's misogynistic ways and was obsessed with all things makeup and hair. To be honest, I've never been like a proper girly girl, but I do remember asking and being fascinated by and then getting little bits of makeup. One of the things I could never do was handbags. I never enjoyed them. I never liked taking them around with me, and I remember once leaving it in McDonald's when I was with my friends, and someone had like stolen it and everything inside. Anyway, regardless of the handbag situation, I got makeup. And one present that I specifically remember that my nan got me from Mauritius was this huge set of eyeshadow that I still have today. It's like this big when you fold it out, and it's got all the different colours and all the different shades of colours you could possibly think of. Quality wise, it's not amazing, not gonna lie. It's not hugely pigmented, but it's still very pretty. And also around that time when Shaaba thought she was good at fashion, little Shaaba I'm talking about, not me, because we're completely different people, because that was like a very embarrassing being that I just don't want to associate myself with. Also around that time was the age of the bedazzler. This is very different from a vajazzle. I had this conversation with someone recently. I just have to point out they are two very different things. Little Shaaba had a bedazzler, which was this machine that was pink, and it came with like this board and lots of little silver circles like this with prongs on them. And you put them on the machine and you put it on a piece of clothing. Jesus, thinking back, they're pretty dangerous devices. And you press this button, and what it would do is almost like a staple, stick it into the clothing and turn the prongs so they wouldn't let go. And you could get different colours, they didn't have to be silver, but the idea was you use these little gems that acted in this very violent staple way to create, with glitter glue and other such nonsense, designs on your clothes. The amount of jeans I'd ruined bedazzling these stupid studded S's on the pocket of the butt or on my leg, and they always looked terrible, except for the one that I did on my Build-A-Bear, which was another present. So I had a Build-A-Bear, I had two actually. My first one was called Honey, and he was this colour of honey, and he was beautiful. He then got a girlfriend later on called Mia. It was around the time that I started watching The Princess Diaries, so I really like the name Mia. Honey wore a little blue hoodie and some tracksuit shorts, and on his hoodie on the back I had written Honey. Yeah, I was just so cool back then, so cool. But yeah, it's just so weird to think back about all the different presents that I wanted back then and how different they are to what I want now, and also how different it is to my sisters, who I'm seeing them go through those ages now, and all they want now are just such grown-up things. And I think that's mostly because they have had the influence of having us as older siblings to see. So now like Zara's getting iPods and iPhones and MacBooks and notepads, and when I say notepads I mean like the electric ones, not actual notepads. Mind you, they do like stationery too, which is the thing that I was obsessed with, but not as much as these kids seem to be. If you have kids in your life now, you're bound to have heard the terms, what are they? I know one is Smiggle, but Smiggle is like so last year Shaaba, as I'm being told. I can't remember. It's not Paper Chase, but it's like these specific shops of kids stationery. And it's all about all of these trends, and the trends have just changed, haven't they? Oh, Tamagochis is another one. Used to get Tamagochis for Christmas. Yellow with the pink, or blue with the purple. Limited editions. Oh my gosh. But yeah, honestly now I'm like, socks? Maybe socks? A month of my gym membership, please. But there you go, there you have it. My list of gifts of Christmas past. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope some of it brought back some nostalgic memories for you. Drop a comment down below and let me know what you used to really like for Christmas, what the big Christmas trends of your childhood would be. Let's go and reminisce together. Another thing that I'd like to point out, seeing as we are talking about gifts, is a little Christmas hack for you. So each year, Jamie and I have this thing called the present box, and if we pick up gifts throughout the year, small little things, or have things from people who we don't know very well and we sort of never use and just remain in boxes unwrapped, just there. I mean, obviously we unwrap it to see what it is, but we don't open it. We stick these things in the present box, and the present box ends up having stuff from years and years ago that you just know your friends and family aren't gonna want, but you still don't just want to throw them away. If you do have those things, please do take a look at your local community, because they'll often have things like refuge piles or bits in Tesco that you can give to, charitable donations, that kind of thing, where people who are in genuine need but don't always get some Christmas magic can then benefit from that. So even though it might not be good for you, you can get it for other people, and see, when you do it that way, you don't have to worry about going out of your way to get stuff for it, and it's a way of decluttering for yourself too, whilst making someone happy. So I encourage you to take a look at your local gift exchanges and make use of them, because you can really make someone's Christmas. That is it from me today. I hope you're enjoying Vlogmas. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you would like to see more, and hit that little bell so you know when the videos are coming. I will catch you tomorrow with another Vlogmas video. Be kind and have a great day.